Right, so yeah, a bit of an update from last time, and I hope these two will settle. But anyway, yeah, after all that set up, and you'll probably see him in and out. Give up. Just settle. Right, so yeah, I've been on this, as you've probably seen from other bits, and it's gold at the minute, but that's because I have some leftover hammerite to, basically I was spraying it up to, as I mentioned, it's a thick paint, so it's really good for the like rough patches. So obviously I've done the rings today. These are 12mm, so very quick, and underneath these two is like what the Paradigms had, where they had a ring going inverted on itself. So I wanted that to give them a 24mm thickness, so 2.4 centimeters, and yeah, kind of looking the part. I do like the gold as well on this, so I'll be using this for a gold one. The dome lights and these clear discs will have painted, if you remember, dome lamps that I was going to be using on the Red Dalek years ago, if you remember that one. The one that I'd made that big silicon shoulder mould, and then it never went anywhere and I binned it. But the idea was they were going to be like movie Daleks, so each respected Dalek would have the colour coordinated dome lights. So the gold will have yellow, red, blue being blue. There's going to be a green, emerald green Dalek, someone gave me the idea and I thought actually I want to do one of those as well. And the black, as you saw before, if I can get it in a metallic, which I can, that MTN. The only reason why I didn't do the red with MTN, I could have got every single fin, and also my camera is so far away from this distance to this is like when I'm in the house, as I've said a million times, I have it just always set up. You know, I don't have to keep doing this because I'm using a different setting, TV setting. So hopefully it comes out a bit more higher in detail, I hope, because I think I noticed that when I accidentally took pictures, and I noticed I had it on the TV setting. So yeah, but yeah, the colours, yeah, it's still going to be the red one. I've got some hammerite red coming as a base coat. The dome is almost done. I've just got to draw the holes, put the dome lights on, the bulbs as in them bits, and then do the cappings and then bolt them on, and then figure out the mechanism inside. But yeah, this was very simple. It's plywood. I was thinking MDF like this, but these are going to get knocked quite a bit because it's going to be at events, so the last thing I want is the MDF chipping and breaking easier, and plywood's a lot stronger, whereas this was all sandwiched together. So as someone did mention, you know, who hated the wash basket method, but I think it works for this one-off. You know, you can't now tell that it's a wash basket anymore. There's going to be some mesh that I've seen at Pound World or the Pound Shop, and it's for like cooking grill fin. They're like A4 sheets. You know, when you're making a quick barbecue sort of thing, you have a little charcoal in the thing and tray basically. But you can get these sheets that I've seen, and I'm thinking I'll get them for the mesh. Looks like normal mesh anyway. I was thinking on doing other fins, but what I was thinking was that another old method of mine was this sort of square. It was like for knitting, and I don't know, like you would wove your knitting through or something like that to create like sheets. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I used them years ago. But I thought the reason why I didn't want to do it on this was it would just not pop because of this neck bin being square because of the holes in it. So I thought the sort of diamond mesh. Well, it's not diamond. It's like it's got a wavy design. I'd have to get it so you can see it. I have been working on the gun today as well. It's a concept. I did it with 5 at first, and then I didn't like the look. And today I've gone and got other bits. But this is it's 6 instead of the 8. I wanted to do something a little different. It's 60s reminiscent, and it is. Don't think this is finished because I need to do a lot of basically they've been glued, and then body fill has been put in it, so it is messy, and I'm going to then get a Dremel and clean all this out so that it's smooth again. This will be painted black, and the idea behind this is these rods are timber and they're glued to the fin, and then these out, instead of normally the spoke fins being on the inside and the rods bent over, I thought, why not have the rings holding the fin to the barrel? Because imagine people grab it. The gun on Daleks are very fragile, so I thought, why not? I liked the concept of these being solid around the barrel, as if like a toy one, and it is very reminiscent of the 2000s Enterprise Daleks, which is what I took inspiration with the black Dalek up on my it's focused now, on my shelf with the 6 struts. They're not equally spaced because I'm still not great at it, but as long as I keep the rod like that, you know, it's more or less alright, and it's quite clean, like I say. But yeah, these are actually from B&Q, just curtain rings, and of course I did have to slightly notch all of these, so I put them all together, then got the Dremel and notched them across to give them a groove, so that when I got them roughly in the correct place, these would slide on place and lock everything, and then I glued them. The idea was, though, originally I wanted the chrome in between to shine through and the rods all being painted black, but because of how there's not a lot of surface area for these, the super glue wouldn't stick very well, so I thought I'm just going to have to fill the middle, paint it all black, and yeah, the ball will be black as well, but this end and a bit here will be chrome. So yeah, that's the gun so far. It works, you know, this is not meant to be a replica, this is my take. And everything on this build, and I mean everything, is all hand built. I wanted to have a bit of a challenge, as currently the 3D printer's out of commission and I'm not doing anything with it until I've moved into the house, and my laptop, I haven't got the money to buy the software. But yeah, that's the gun. It's about 25 centimeters in length, and I wanted it to have a long nozzle, and also the ends are notched at an angle rather than straight down, so it's a bit of a new series inspired look. So that's the gun. She's going on there. The other thing you saw as well was the plunger. I can't do it now, but you saw in the video, if I've uploaded it, the extending method that it's now doing the free method. I really wanted to do that. I've only done it ever once, and that was my very first Dalek. So I wanted to go back to that, and this time, it like I mentioned with the gun, but I can't get away with it because of how the design. I wanted the chrome, as I did with the eye stalk. I want this to have a nice, really nice finish to it. I thought the appendages need to have like a metal look, and I don't want to paint them with aluminium like I did last time. It looked cheap and nasty. And I looked at, well, I thought stainless, but then when I looked, I found chrome, well, because of the eye at B&Q, but then I looked online, and I got these really thick ones. And the ball, obviously, if I'm pointing to the right thing, is a garden post that I bought online, so I've done one. That's been glued and body filled, and it just needs now sanding and painting. And that's another old method that I did. Little story now. When I used to work in this room, I had a TV pretty much set up and my drill press to the side. And I used to use, I did on this, but I must have had a dull bit back in the day, and it was a spade bit, not a hole saw. And I was pulling it down and it caught, and the ball was then spinning, and it spun pretty much and then went into the TV, and I basically lost the TV because of that for a long time. That were a learning curve anyway, but it was like a big projectile that just went out of control. But it was 3 inches in diameter, so they've worked out pretty well. Like I say, everything on this build has to be handmade. I want it, like I mentioned, the idea behind this is meant to be a fan build. It's going to be my Comic-Con Dalek, and it's my Dalek, it's my interpretation. I can't wait to get to the shoulders and the skirt section, because that's where the most of the idea came from. But I'm just taking odd elements that I really like. Some people think it looks a bit like a 2005 era design. It's like a homage at the minute. But no, I really like it. To say, you know, I don't tend to do these types of Daleks or anything like that. It's growing on me. And this is the Dalek I'll be, like I say, seeing out with the most. But yeah, not a lot is finished. Oh, another thing that I'm going to do. This lip here is going to be, when I get the router, it's going to have a notch going in at an angle. So as I saw, in, out, like a, I guess like a honeycomb design is what I'm trying to go for. And I will eventually cut out this plate and get that sorted. But yeah, I'm waiting for the paint. I should hopefully get this dome more or less done, and also these rings need, I think I need to use the packing paint to then give them a, because they're rough and coarse at the minute. I have sanded them, but they need to have that a nice, like this. I was looking at a dome in the kitchen and I thought, oh my god, that's terrible, whereas this looks actually quite nice on camera. So yeah, I need to really make sure there's no rough bits and make sure these rings are like gloss before I paint the entire thing. But yeah, like I say, the wash basket can work. It's just, it is a lot smaller in scale. I don't know how tall this thing's going to be now, because I've also shrunk the neck ever so slightly. It was a little taller, so I wanted the dome to be a little closer to that bottom ledge, because it looked too imperial, and I didn't want that. I want that low dome to the neck. I think I've got plenty of room in there anyway, but it looks the part. If it was up to me, I would, next time I'd probably make these rings a little wider so that the dome isn't, like, it's a bit of a paradigm look where it's following the contour of the, not paradigm, the librarian, but paradigm, for those who know their artwork. That's what it's sort of do, which is what I was trying to do on Stealth, was the dome following, but because I didn't flare out the dome, and looking back at loads of Daleks, I don't know why, but this is finally now done right. The dome flares out right. Reason why my domes kept getting stuck in the mould, because there's not enough draft, whereas now these do have plenty of draft. The other thing, these rings are actually cut at the same angle as the dome, as I had made a jig when I was cutting the wood, so I used that, and if for those who want to know, it's at 30 degrees. And yeah, it looks alright. Like I say, I need to do this bottom ledge with it going inwards like that, ever so slightly. Not too much, because then it'll look, I don't think it'll look right. It's just so that these rings look a bit wider. That's my only downside. If I was to do the next ones, I'd make the rings, like I say, a bit wider that way, so the dome looks smaller and then the rings look bigger, and then the shoulders go smaller again, sort of thing. But it's alright for the time being, you know, I'm kind of pleased with it. They go all correctly in the correct order. So yeah, it's not a lot, but it has been a lot of work today, and that I've been doing over the few days when it arrived. I really do like that motion. I've always wanted to do that. I just need to now attach a rubber hose. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the subject of this Dalek so far. Now I've got to edit it. I'll see you soon.